Hello, I'm Jeff Myers, and welcome to Elgin Today. On this edition, let's look back to last month in the Winter Wonderland celebration, where there was plenty of activities going on, and even reindeer appeared in downtown Elgin. Randy Riopel, Parks and Recreation Director for the City of Elgin, will outline the plans for 4 parks and their great renovations in 2017. Commander Anna Lally will tell us all about the body cam program that goes into effect for the Elgin Police Department starting this year. And the weekend of January 14th to the 16th, Saturday through Monday, it will be time for the City of Elgin's 32nd annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. celebration. Chairperson Denise Haben has the information. Elgin's 311 program is so important to all Elgin residents, and with the 3-year anniversary of the program taking place this month, Mayor David Captain's guest is Colby Basham, who is in charge of 311 for the City of Elgin. And we will have some highlights from Marley Kiles, Larkin High School's girls basketball team all-time leading scorer. She's headed to the University of Arizona next year on a full basketball scholarship. We'll have these stories and more on this edition of Elgin Today. Let's open this January show with a look back at the Winter Wonderland celebration in Elgin in early December for the holiday season, put on by the Neighborhood Association in the City of Elgin, and of course, there was plenty of singing.
I'm Becky Narofsky, and I'm here at the Winter Wonderland with the Elgin Masters Chorale Children's Chorus. We just finished singing some carols for the folks here. We've gotten involved with this in the past and been part of the tree lighting. The Elgin Masters Chorale actually adopted the Elgin Children's Chorus this year, kind of a brand new start for us, and we've got a great group of kids who are out here singing some fun carols. I was actually in the Elgin Children's Chorus when I was a kid, and we performed all through Elgin, and then we're hosted by Elgin Community College, as we are now with the Elgin Masters Chorale.
And reindeer have been a great tradition in Elgin during the holiday season for a number of years. This time our handler was Kevin. He was from the Belvedere Summerfield Zoo, and as you see, the youngsters and the oldsters seem to enjoy taking a peek at the reindeer. Let's find out more.
We've got Kringle here. He's a year old. He's only been out a couple times, so he's a little nervous with all the people and stuff, but he's coming along good. He's getting calm. The more he gets petted, the more he gets touched, the more he gets relaxed. So he tends to like to lay his head on my arm like this, and it kind of calms him down. So they drop these antlers every year from the base. They'll regrow over the summer in 3.5 to 4 months. Every year they'll get a little bigger, a little different. So, and they get up to a certain size. As you can see, she's a 3-year-old female, and hers are pretty good size. But some of the males can get 3.5, 4 feet tall and 35, 40 pounds.
We're so delighted you came to Elgin.
Thank you very much. We're glad to be here.
Yeah, you're having fun, aren't you?
Yes, we are.
And Kringle, you're having fun, aren't you? Yeah. He wants to talk. Yeah.
He's going to talk. Yeah.
And there was plenty of indoor activities for kids as well on this day.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Shababy. Today at Side Street Studio, we are creating retro ornaments, angels. We have Friends on a Fence, Lisa's creating. We have some children creating some beaded ornaments. We have stuffed ornaments. There's a few kids volunteering. My own daughter Isabella's volunteering. We have Ashley here that's volunteering. And they're just loving it. It's getting everyone the Christmas spirit.
Tell me how long you've been involved with the studio.
Actually, since the summer. I did the summer Small Wonders program, and I also teach at Washington Elementary and at the More at 4 program. Great. So we teach painting and different crafts for the kids as well.
You live in Elgin?
I do. I live in Elgin.
And what do you think?
Born and raised.
Oh, really? Wonderful. Congratulations. Well, this is a nice, wonderful addition to it.
This is beautiful. What Side Street's doing for the whole community and events like this. This wasn't around back when I was growing up, and I'm just so happy to see that it's here now. I love what they're doing. I love being a part of it. I really do.
And that officially caps off our look back at the holiday fun. And it all took place in early December, as you can see, before the snow fell several times. It was a great success, snow or not, so congratulations to the Downtown Neighborhood Association and the City of Elgin and Winter Wonderland. For our second story this time in the new year, we're going to talk it over with the Director of Parks and Recreation. It is Randy Riopel. Randy, how are you, sir?
Great, Jeff. How are you doing today?
I am doing fine. You have a busy year. Every year is busy for you, but this year is exciting, isn't it?
We're very, very excited because this year we're fortunate enough to have enough money to develop and renovate 4 new parks in Elgin. Well, they're not all new. Some of them are new. Some of them are redevelopment. But the City Council has been very, very generous with this. They've given us, once again, community and Development Block Grant funds, which is federal money, and we're going to use that to work on 4 parks that are in lower to middle income neighborhoods. We always like working in the parks in those neighborhoods because a lot of those are the families that really can't afford to send their kids to Great America or to Disney or places like that. So they really depend on their local parks as a form of recreation and a place to get out and exercise.
Oh, there's no question. We're not talking about the new ones, but St. Francis Park I know real well, and folks are always there enjoying that.
Always, yeah. The people in all of our neighborhoods enjoy their parks, but I think especially they're going to enjoy some of the newer ones that we have planned for 2017 because there's going to be some new elements in some of them. And like I said, one of them is going to be a new park, so we're excited to roll this out with this show.
And we're going to get an exclusive look at some of the plans, aren't we?
Yes, right. Definitely. We're going to show you some of the plans. I'm going to talk you through them a little bit and kind of share with you what's going on in each and every one of these parks.
We're excited.
All right, so let's start talking about Grolick Park, which is the address for that is 37 South Star Avenue. It's on the west side, but just barely west of the river and actually east of 31 down towards 20. And it's a great park, and actually last year we used Community Development Block Grant, CDBG funds, to renovate the playground there. Well, this coming year we're going to add in a paved path. We're going to add in a shelter. We're going to renovate a shelter, I should say. Sand volleyball, bagels, how the bag toss. We're going to have those.
Those are so popular.
Yeah, I know. I'll see you down there a lot in 2017, Jeff. You'll be down there using them all the time. And what we're most excited about is we're actually going to put some fitness equipment, outdoor fitness equipment in that park.
Really?
Yeah, we're going to have 5 different elements. Some of them people can work out on their own, and some of them you can have up to 4 people working out on a piece of equipment.
Great.
Yeah, so as the parents come down there, and the new playground we put down there is wonderful. I went down there a couple of times after we did it. It was crawling with kids. I mean, like literally 25, 30, 35 kids there, and a lot of adults sitting around watching them play. Well, once we get this fitness equipment in, we expect to see a lot of those parents working out and watching their kids and right in the same proximity. So this is our first park where we'll have outdoor recreation, outdoor fitness equipment. So we're very excited about bringing that to Elgin, to this park.
So much fun.
Yeah.
Oh, and you've got more parks for us.
Yeah, so staying on the west side of town, the next park we're going to work on is Wing Street Park. And a lot of people don't notice Wing Street Park. It's on Wing Street, just barely west of Route 31. It's kind of tucked in there. It's a long linear park. It's been there a long time. I think it's been there. It was developed in 1984, 83 or something like that. We're going to totally renovate it. We're going to take out everything that's in there. We're going to have 2 new playground structures, one for littler kids like 5 and under and one for like older from like 6 to 12. We're going to have swing sets. We're going to have a picnic area. We're going to move it closer to Wing Street because, again, a lot of people don't see it. There's no parking lot. Yeah, you say they're like, I never noticed it. The people in the neighborhood know it's there, though. And there's actually a Housing Authority of Elgin, a unit there. I think they have 8 apartments there. And then there's people just to the west of it that use it. So for the people in that neighborhood, it's important because there's not a lot of green space in that neighborhood. And it's an older park. We know it was used a lot before. Now it's really going to get used a lot with all of these new elements we're bringing into it.
That's exciting.
We're very excited
Park
about
number
that.
3 is what for the new
Park
year?
number 3 is we're over on the east side, and it's Trillium Park. Now, Trillium Park is a park that we just developed a couple years ago.
We were there for the ribbon.
Yeah,
cutting.
right, exactly. Very naturalized type park. The address for that is 319 Illinois Avenue. And what we're going to do there is we're going to put in some pathways. We're going to put in a little landscaping, some seating areas. And then ultimately, we're going to have a boardwalk that goes out into the wetland area so that those students, you remember the students from Ellis Middle School, they do testing in the
Like a
wetlands.
nature
in the
walk
creek.
and experimentation there.
Right, and they monitor the waters there.
Oh, that's great.
And finally, the 4th one is a brand new park called Woodview Park. So it's out 1080 East Chicago. It's on the same property as the Eastside Rec Center. We don't have a neighborhood park in that area. We're excited that's going to have a playground. It's going to have a little spray area. It's going to have a shelter. It's going to have a little teaching area. It's going to be linked in with the pond there. We have a fishing area, and that's going to be something brand new for the residents on the east side over there.
So exciting for 2017. We're
Very
almost
excited.
out of time now. We have now 79 parks when these become
We have,
active?
we have 75 now.
Right
When
now.
we add this, we'll have 76, because we're adding one new one, over 1,700 acres. We're very excited to add these to the park inventory. And for the people in that neighborhood and people that go through those neighborhoods, I think they're going to be very excited.
We are the city of parks, aren't we?
We are the city of parks. We're glad to be called that.
You are the director of Parks and Recreation, so we salute you.
Thank you very much. We're excited.
Exciting news. That's the new year park-wise, and thanks to Randy Riopel. During the month of December, the Elgin City Council okayed funding for body cameras for the Elgin Police Department. The next day, Elgin Today got the information from a police member in the know. Exciting news about the body cameras for the Elgin Police Department. And you were involved in all the information leading up to this, were you not?
Yes, we actually have been in the process of purchasing body cameras for over 2 years now. And we took our time. We had a committee established. We tested several vendors. We had a group of officers who were wearing the body cameras in the practical application of, how would it work? How should we do our policy? What questions would come up? And so finally at the city council meeting, they approved the purchase. And so going forward, our plan is to have the cameras and start policy training and have a slow rollout to make sure that if there are any issues or concerns that come up with the body cameras, that we address it as we go along in the process. So our intent is to have every officer in the Elgin Police Department, all the way up to Chief Swoboda, to have a body camera by the end of next year.
By the end of 2017, as we talk with you in January, but you'll start with a number of officers.
Yes, it will be a slow rollout, so we'll probably have between 30 to 35 officers initially, and then as we work our way through any issues or any problems, questions that may come up, and then eventually a month later, roll out another 30. So it will take a little bit of time, but definitely our goal will be established by the end of next year, 2017.
Great. Seemed like battery life and storage of the video was a factor.
Yes, and so when we did several test phases. Our first test phase was about 8 months, and we tested 7 vendors. We have a group of 8 to 10 officers, and then once we put out a request for proposal, and we got our requests back, and we narrowed that down to 3 other vendors, and with that, we did a second test phase, and we really drilled down on those specifics, the battery life, the durability, the ease of use, and during that 1-month test phase, we made our selection, that being Taser.
It's going to be a great modern technology for the police department.
Absolutely, and I think one of the things that the Elgin Police Department does best is embracing technology. This is the new policing, and a progressive police department with professionals understand that this is not something that you should look at as a negative. This is another tool for an officer, and it gives us that independent third-person view that we can use as evidence. We can use if there are citizen complaints, but we can also use to show and highlight the good work that the officers do every day.
The weekend of January 14th through the 16th will be the time for Elgin's annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. celebration. We will hear from the chairperson of the committee first about the Saturday morning breakfast at Elgin Community College.
Will be held on January 14th. Doors open at 8:30 a.m. at Elgin Community College in the Business Conference Center. This year, as in previous years, we're expecting a crowd of probably 225 to 250 people to honor the life and legacy of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The theme for this year's celebration, which is an excerpt from Dr. King, "Nonviolence is the answer. The foundation of such method is love." And so we'll have a reflection on that. We will also be awarding our annual Dr. King Humanitarian Awards to individuals and organizations whose work and service exemplifies the teachings of Dr. King. And then we'll have our keynote speaker. This year, our keynote speaker is Junaid Afif, who is the director with the Targeted Violence Prevention Program with the Illinois Attorney General's Office. Mr. Afif is a resident of Elgin and has become very actively involved in different events, and will also be hosting a civil rights forum on the Thursday prior to our King celebration weekend. Prayer breakfast tickets are on sale now, $15, and those can be picked up at City Hall at the cashier's station, or tickets can be held by calling City Hall at 847-931-5667.
Briefly tell us about the Sunday public forum at the Hemmings.
Okay, the public forum is a community celebration that is youth-oriented. During our public program, which will run from 4 till 6 p.m. over at the Hemmings Auditorium, will feature music, it will feature dancing, it will be the time in which we will award our Dr. King scholarships to area seniors who are graduating and going on to attend college.
And that Monday, that special day of service, has become very popular in recent years.
It is. I believe this is our 6th year in holding the Youth Day of Service Conference, which will be held over in the Heritage Ballroom at the center, beginning at 9 a.m. This year, as in previous years, Youth Leadership Academy has taken leadership in putting together the conference. The conference is going to feature a wonderful keynote speaker, author Sarah Culberson, who has written a book called An African Princess. The food drive will be collecting food for area food pantries beginning January 4th. And we will be doing the distribution of the food on the King holiday on January 16th. This year, our goal is to collect between 8 to 10 tons of food. We've set a stretch goal, and we've added in 2 pantries.
It's time for our first segment with Mayor David, Captain of the New Year. And Mayor, well, Happy New Year to you.
Good morning, Jeff, and a Happy New Year to you as well. We're here with Colby Basham from 311, and it's kind of an anniversary. As we go into the new year, it's 3 years since the 311 was really initiated in the city of Elgin, and I thought it'd be nice to come back here and talk to Colby about how things have changed, what we're doing to modify what we do, and make services better for the city of Elgin. So I think the first question is, we started out kind of a slow, soft opening for a 311, and as it picked up steam, where are we at today? How are we doing for calls, and what kind of volume do we get?
Well, Colby, welcome and happy anniversary as well.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It just seems like we were just doing this the other day.
Seems that way.
Well, 311, as the mayor says, we've been going for 3 years now. And we started kind of slow. We started off with only about 3,500 calls a month. We did that intentionally because we wanted to, be able to give the citizens a good level of service.
Sure.
However, the volume just quickly picked up, and this past summer we came up to about 10,000 calls a month. So between our 8 people that are actively on the telephones, we're getting, anywhere between 8,500 and 10,000 calls a month now.
Great. You got a great staff here, don't you?
We have the best. I mean, we're very fortunate that we were able to select the best out of all the different divisions. Everyone that works here came from some other division within the city, and they brought their subject matter expertise.
That's great. And Mayor, 311 is so important for a modern city, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, and it's really changed the way that of our business model for as a city. It calls for this time of the year, especially with snow and salt, used to be made to Public Works, or they'd send me an email and I'd have to make a phone call, and this really short-circuited that and makes it much faster for everybody. And I think people are starting to get used to using it. And Colby kind of talked about the soft opening a little bit and how we let it grow. One of my concerns was if we started out really quickly that it would overwhelm us, because we had no idea what was going to happen. And I said the last thing we want to do is tell people this is going to be faster, and then it takes 2 weeks for us to get things done anyway. So, and it worked out very well for us, and now they're just experts at it. So calls get handled very quickly, and they've added new technologies over the last 3 years. As a phone app, we do emails, and maybe Colby can talk a little bit about that and how those programs work.
Yeah, the phone app's wonderful, Colby.
Right. Well, we have a mobile app that's available in Google and in the Apple Play Store. I think we're now up to about 5,000 subscribers on that app.
Wow.
And again, that was kind of a soft launch on that app. We really haven't advertised it that much. It's kind of grown organically. But now we're getting between that and our what we call email to case, because people can send in cases to Elgin311 at cityofelgin.org through the email. Between both of those two services, we get about 300 or 400 cases or inquiries a month. Any inquiry that comes in, whether it be telephone or email or the app, it's automatically made into a case. That adds a lot of accountability and transparency to everything that we do. And yeah, so that's grown as well. I mean, and in 2017, we're adding a portal, the citizen portal, which will also allow citizens either even greater flexibility to log into our system, to search what we call the knowledge base. Hopefully maybe we can teach them to fish a little rather than always giving them the fish. And then they'll also be able to enter cases, track their cases, and a variety of different things in the portal.
Well, that'll open up incredible information sources.
Oh, absolutely. And, we're really looking forward to the enhanced serviceability that's going to bring to the community.
That's great. You can mayor from home on that portal.
Absolutely, yeah. We can do a lot of things from home now. And I'll tell a little story that happened last summer, and I think it's kind of highlights what 311 can do. And I do the mayor's walks on the off council Wednesdays, and Jennifer Phillips from 311 goes on every walk with me. And we also have typically staff people, police, fire, people from code, other city manager will often go with us. And we were walking through an east side neighborhood, just finishing up the walk, and we walked by a house, and the doors are all open on the house. The house had been tagged, had graffiti on the side, and we're talking to the president of the association. I said, well, how long has that been like that? She said about 4 months. And immediately, the police started to move in. Jennifer started to take some pictures, got on she carries her laptop with her, and the police went in and secured the building, make sure it was safe. By the time we left, board-up company had been called to come in and secure the building for make sure it was sealed up. Next day, they had graffiti people out there. And I said at that time that government doesn't get any better than that. You got people walking through your neighborhood, and you fix a problem that these neighbors had had for 4 months, and it really got resolved in one day. The next best we can do is 311. People can call and make all those connections with one phone call, where it used to take possibly 3 and 4 phone calls from a resident to get the same issues resolved. Now it can be done in one phone call. So I think that's a great service for the city of Elgin, and it's moved us forward. It was not cheap. Yeah. It was an expensive process, and it's taken us years to do this. We remodeled the building, but it's paying us dividends now, and I think we're seeing that in better service for our residents.
It was about a 7-month work up to the opening day, wasn't it, Colby?
Well, that was just our soft launch, but we started planning, and we started, searching for vendors and software and all the behind the scenes business process mapping and all the things we did. That was 2 or 3 years beforehand. Wow. So, I mean, even though we've only been open for 3 years, myself and Jennifer and, the old city manager, the council, we've been working on this for 5 or 6 years.
Right.
It goes back, the discussions were had before I was mayor. Wow. We're talking about doing that and about the funding that would go in it, because we knew it was going to be quite an undertaking to do that, and an expensive one. We had to sell it to the community, and sure. It was something that was anytime you make a change like that for people, it causes ripples through the community. Yeah.
Hey, the great staff you have behind us, hours they are here.
Sure. We're open from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. And then people can contact us via the mobile app or, the Elgin 311 at cityofelgin.org email. After that, that's the best way to get a hold of us. Someone monitors that. They can also hit us up on social media, because we have a social media person on Twitter and Facebook who monitors that as well. I'm not saying it's 24/7, but, generally there's someone that will monitor that after hours, and depending on the nature of the inquiry, we should be able to get some sort of response in a 4 to 6 hour time frame, even after hours.
And you get great questions like, when is the Martin Luther King celebration taking place this month, and things like that, don't you?
Oh, sure. We get everything from, my street hasn't been snowplowed to when does the skate park open? When's the next city council meeting? How do I file a permit for this or that? I mean, we get it all.
That's great, and also very helpful, Mayor, close to you. The question of sometimes what goes in recycling, what goes in the garbage, we don't.
All those kind of questions all the time, and as mayor, I used to get those.
Yeah.
And questions that I can't answer. I don't have the answer to that. So now the best place to call, and I tell people all the time, you're better off calling 311. You'll get faster response. You'll get the correct answer. It's better than calling the mayor. And it's made a huge difference for me personally in my life that got rid of those some of those phone calls, and I just direct people on, and they're learning how to do it. It's like the citizens are catching on.
Now allows you to go on vacation occasionally.
Occasionally, yeah.
If I can make a comment.
Sure.
Related to waste management. We're completely interconnected with waste management. Our software system interconnects with them. Mm-hmm. So when we create a case in our system for waste management, it sends their customer service group an email, and then they interact with that email, and it comes right back to us, back into our system. And so we're very integrated.
That's a lot of questions there. We got about 30 seconds, Mayor.
Okay, and this is just a great improvement for us, and I think the mobile app is terrific. People can send a picture. Picture's worth 1,000 words. Describes exactly what the problem is, and we'll get faster response. So, Jeff, looking forward to next month, and I think we're looking forward to springtime coming.
Well, I would hope.
And spring training will be coming up. Sure.
Will the Cubs repeat?
I don't know. I don't make predictions like that.
Well, there's no suit. Hey, Colby, it was great that you had us here.
Well, great. Thank you for being here. Hopefully we'll see you in 3 more years.
And great staff you have here at 311. Thanks, Mayor.
Thanks, Jeff.
We'll see you next time with our segment with Mayor David Campton. Next, the Hemmons Cultural Center will play host this month to a very well-received event over the last 2 years. As we get the details.
My name is Erin Rayberg, and I am one of the founders of Side Street Studio Arts here in downtown Elgin. We are also one of the producers of the 3rd annual Elgin Literary Festival that will happen in January 2017, this month. The festival will be at the Hemmons Cultural Center in the exhibition hall on the lower level, January 27th and 28th. That's a Friday and Saturday, all day Saturday. We'll kick off Friday evening with book sales, lots of author signings. We will have a poetry reading that is sponsored by Bravo Magazine, also located in Elgin, as well as a bunch of different keynote speakers, panel discussions on self-publishing and how to get your work published, as well as different ideas that different authors are bringing in from the romance genre, from writing for young adults to nonfiction to fiction, all over the place. It's really exciting, and it's for readers and writers. So if you're a book lover and love to read all sorts of genres, this is the place for you. If you're an aspiring writer or someone who is involved and invested in the writing process, whether that be fiction, nonfiction, blogs, anything like that, this is also the place for you. You'll learn a lot of different techniques and different ways to publicize yourself, and it can be really fruitful for your artistic career and that level. The festival is in our 3rd year. We doubled in size last year, which was really exciting, and so we're expecting more growth this year. We're sponsored by the Elgin Cultural Arts Commission, the Hemmons Cultural Center, as well as Side Street Studio Arts. And because of that, it's completely free and open to the public. So readers and writers of all ages can come in and enjoy the activities Friday evening through Saturday evening, free of charge and completely open to all ages in the public.
Larkin's basketball great Marley Kiles this year has set the school career record for points and also for individual game record. On Thursday, December 15th, we saw her score 28 points in a victory over the Elgin Maroons. Marley is slated to play for the University of Arizona next year. Marley got rave reviews from James Hinkle, an IBCA Hall of Fame member and also former Elgin Community College coach.
Hey, parents, young boys and girls, both boys and girls, you want to learn how to be a point guard? You come watch Larkin play the rest of this year. This Marley Kiles can handle the ball. She can shoot the ball. She makes great decisions. And if you want to be a point guard, don't read a book. Come watch Marley play. She's outstanding.
And thanks, Coach James Hinkle. And Marley's coach at Larkin, Steve Knapp, himself a very fine player in his Larkin high school days, echoed those same thoughts about Marley.
Yeah, Marley, she's outstanding. And we're starting to play a little bit of team basketball, so it's hard to stop her. It's hard to stop her. You can box the one, or you can do anything, you can double team her, but she finds ways to score.
We saw veteran coach Jim Hinkle was with us, and he was wowing. Her performance great in all aspects.
There's a reason she's going to Arizona. You know, she scores points, she handles the ball well, she passes the ball well. She leads our category, every category for us, so she does everything right.
Very exciting player.
Yeah, I think a lot of people should come out and watch her play. Hope to show Marley can show stuff in the playoffs. I can't wait for that.
Now let's take a look at the boys' encounter, Elgin Larkin, for that night of December 15th. The Royals won by a final tally of 70-47. Junior guard Anthony Lynch, the transfer from South Elgin, had a great second half and scored 21 points on the night. The Maroons trailed by only 6 at the half, but then the Royals took over to claim their 11th consecutive victory over the Elgin Maroons. The two teams will meet again in their regular season for the next rivalry game on Friday, January 20th. That'll take place at Elgin's Chesbrough Fieldhouse, where they had a great game 1 year ago. Larkin played at Proviso West in the holiday tournament at Hillside, and on December 27th came away with a great victory over the traditional power St. Joseph Chargers. Anthony Lynch had 22 points, and big Jalen Shaw had 15 points and 12 rebounds in a great victory for the Larkin Royals. So we'll see you on Friday, January 20th for the next Elgin-Larkin encounter at Elgin. You can learn more about the information you saw here in Elgin today or about city services, programs, and events by going to the Elgin website at www.cityofelgin.org. And now the City of Elgin has a 311 contact center. Elgin 311. Call, click, connect by calling 311, the city's information and request resource. For everyone here at Elgin Today, I'm Jeff Myers. We'll see you next time.